attention that this will be a brief ceremony with the emphasis on the celebration to follow, as that is how I am sure Kathy would have wanted it. Please forgive me because I know I'm going to have to read this, okay? If you don't know me, I'm Patty Schneider, and I serve as this year's fleet captain for the club. I am blessed to have had Kathy as a friend and crewmate, and honored to be in this role as we dedicate this trophy. I am joined by Christine Bachniars, who along with her husband Tony, donated the sculpture that serves as the centerpiece of the trophy, and with Cheryl Elter and Jocelyn Sikorsky, we are the donors of the trophy. While our names are on the deed of gift, we are not the only people here tonight who had the privilege of sailing and playing with Kathy. Anyone who spent any time at all with her knows how much she loved sailing, and anyone who sailed with Kathy especially understands why the character attributes that are built into this award are a reflection of how Kathy sailed and lived. In addition to the obvious love of sailing, Kathy is the epitome of sportsmanship, passion, commitment, loyalty, teamwork, and dedication. And this award is to encourage and recognize women sailors who emulate those qualities. Always determined to be there for the crew, Kathy would push herself, even if it meant sailing with cracked ribs or a busted up hand. She may have even been a little tired once or twice, and we all know she was not particularly fond of the early mornings to be there when the raft had to break up, but she was always there, race after race. Some of the ladies in this club race 3 days a week, and Kathy was one of them, and she was always up for the regattas and special event races as well. She was there on the cold, wet, Wrath of God days, and on the sunny, still air, sweltering days. She only had one non-negotiable when racing. If she was trimming, it had to be on the starboard side with the short winch handle. She liked winning, but it wasn't always about the win. She wanted to be her best as a sailor and as a crew. She was always there for all of us emotionally too, cheering us on and encouraging us to push ourselves a little more. Anyone who ever sailed with her has at least one memory of Kathy's encouragement. I would not be a sailor today, doing the races I have done, without her encouragement behind me. Kathy brought laughter and joy to the course with her many Kathyisms, don't you know? I bet each one of you here is thinking of at least one of her signature catchphrases right now. You know what my favorite thing was, Paul? Watching you two play. This is my favorite thing. She was always there with a wave, a shout out, and a cheer to other racers in the race committee. When Soundwave crossed the finish, she let out her infamous cheer, and on Thursdays especially, would cheer for each and every boat that crossed the line as well. Woohoo! Racing on Thursdays with the ladies was her passion and one of her pleasures. That and her family, her grandchildren, and music. I'm pretty sure she knew the lyrics to every song ever written. She sang frequently on Soundwave and even brought out her interpretive dance moves. Because of Kathy, music and singing and laughter are such an integral part of sailing on Soundwave, especially on a Thursday night. We are also thankful to have sailed with Kathy, and though she isn't physically on the race course with us, she is there in other ways. Little things that Chris, Cheryl, Jossie, and I see, and that we want to be certain continue to be recognized. That is the reason for this award, to never overlook or take for granted the lady racer who loves to be on the water with her crewmates, the way that Kathy did. At this time I'm going to read the deed and then ask Fred as the Commodore to come up and sign it for us. The Kathy Walter Heck Memorial Trophy. This deed of gift is made the 10th day of October 2015 between Christine Bachniars, Cheryl Elter, Patricia Schneider, and Jocelyn Sikorsky of the Women's Racing Fleet of the Alkit Yacht Club, and hereinafter called the donor, and the Alkit Yacht Club, hereinafter called the club. Whereas the donor has commissioned the construction of a trophy, the donor wishes the trophy to be used for an annual female sportsmanship award for any boats racing at Alkit Yacht Club, and the club has agreed to accept the trophy on the terms and conditions set out herein. Now therefore this deed of gift witnesses that for and in consideration of the premises and covenants set out herein, the donor and the club hereby agree as follows. The donor hereby gives the trophy to the club, and the club agrees to accept and hold the trophy in trust for the use and benefit of the club and its members in perpetuity. The trophy is to be used for an annual female sportsmanship award that is done through a nomination process and a designated selection committee consisting of 3 individuals, one being a racer, one a non-racer, and the third being Judd Heck and or a designated successor of his choice. The description of the trophy's meaning and nomination requirements is attached with this deed. The trophy will be known as the Kathy Walter Heck Memorial Trophy and will be displayed at the Olcott Yacht Club year-round. The trophy will remain at all times in the possession of the club under the care of the fleet captain, who will be responsible for the care and maintenance of the trophy as required from time to time to ensure that it continues to represent excellence in service to the club. There will be a keeper gift to the woman who receives this award annually, and this will be provided by the donor. Lastly, the club may wish to rededicate the trophy from time to time and will endeavor to do so with permission of the donor. In witness whereof, the parties have duly executed these premises and covenants as of the date and year first written. Fred, would you accept this on behalf of the club? Thank you. At this time, I want to share this poem with you. But if I can't get through it, please take this as an opportunity for a moment of silence to remember Kathy. We thought of you with love today, but that is nothing new. We thought about you yesterday, and days before that too. We think of you in silence. We often speak your name. Now all we have are memories, and your picture in a frame. Your memory is our keepsake, with which we'll never part. God has you in his keeping. We have you in our heart. I don't want to end this in sorrow. This trophy and all it represents is a reflection of a woman who made sailing a pleasure and a joy for others. We all have so many fond memories of Kathy, and I could go on and on very easily. It's so easy to talk about Kathy because the memories come so easily. But Kathy is not about sadness. She is joy and celebration. But before we open the champagne and toast our friend, I want to leave you with one last memory. I joined the club in 2002. My family and I were made to feel welcome immediately and brought into the fold quickly, thanks to Cheryl and Megan. I remember sitting on the patio one day that summer, and my daughter Alyssa, who was about 9 at the time, was pointing to Kathy and saying very excitedly, "Nice lady is here." I asked her if she remembered her name. She said yes, of course. But that Kathy is so especially nice, and that she is twice as nice as anyone else. And that's what she thinks of her, and that's what she's going to call her. And so 13 light years later, she still refers to Kathy as nice lady. Cheryl, would you do the honors of celebrate?
Don't hit anybody.
You never know. All right. All right, how we're going. All right, well, we'll open it this way. Open the door. Because we gotta get a total woo-hoo out of this one.
Do it.
Got some muscle in there.